When you look at putting, I mean, Ben Hogan described it as a game within a game. I mean, obviously it's based on feel, different techniques, so many different putters, putting grips, as Ernie described a little earlier. I mean, amazing the type of grips that people use in order to get that little ball in the hole. I mean, it's driven people crazy, hasn't it? The greens.
It really has. I mean, when you look at that hole, it's really, it's not, actually it's fantastic. When you think, when you watch, I have to come back to a man like Bobby Locke.
2.5 balls can fit in there.
Yes. Yeah, look at that. I mean, when you look how small that hole is, okay? And you see the great putters, how they knock that ball in the hole. You've only got to mishit it slightly or it bounces a bit and you miss it. And really, this is where tournaments are won. You can understand because a fairway is wide. You can hit it badly. You can't hit a putt and go in. If you hit a putt badly, it doesn't go in. You can hit a bad drive or a bad second and be around the green. You've got a lot of chances to recover. But if you mishit the putt, this is the name of the game, putting. There's no question it's the name of the game. But what you're saying and what Ernie's saying, you see belly putter, chin putter, reverse. I mean, it's purely, I think it's a feel. If I say to you, take this ball and throw it onto the edge of that line, some guys might go there. You know, everybody will just have a little feel, but it's feel.
Right.
And speed.
So how about short putts? Because these really do give people a lot of problems. I mean, obviously the nerves come into it, but say the 3-4 footers, is there any technique that you think is important? I mean, obviously one of the things that you see so with you through the years is how long you keep your head down. I mean, I think that's great. You don't look to see where the putt's
But a lot
going.
of putters don't. A lot of putters have putted, you know, this is you see, golf, I say golf is a puzzle without an answer. It's a game of contradictions. You'll see another guy putt. You watch Bobby Locke. Now, I tell you what, I really believe that Tiger Woods, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt, is the best putter. But Bobby Locke never putted on greens as great as these are. I think Bobby Locke is definitely as good as Tiger Woods was if you gave him these greens. Now, I played over 100 rounds with Locke. He put the ball on the toe like that, okay? Now, if he had let me do this if I can do this, because this will really impress you. Here's a left to right putt. He aimed it there. He aimed it there. He put the ball on the toe like this, and he moved. Watch me. Watch how I hit it. That's how he putted. He moved that much. I don't know. It's all speed and feel. Speed and feel. You look at the great putters. Ben Crenshaw locks it up like this all the time. You know, if you can avoid, let me tell you something. Everybody chokes. Doesn't matter who it is. Nerves are a big thing.
Yeah.
Nerves are a very big thing in golf. Some guys choke less than others. But when you get these putts like this, man, you know if you don't hit it right, and that's a full shot, that's a full drive.
You see a lot of guys that struggle with their putting, the amount of time they spend over the ball.
Yes, yes.
When you start seeing a guy standing over here, you know, and he's looking, and you know, I mean, I've been struggling with my putting a little bit the last year or so. And when I look at tape of myself when I was a bit younger, you know, you take your stroke, you know, get up there, you look once, and boom, you hit it.
Right.
You don't stand over the ball and think, oh my goodness, what if I miss this putt? What is my playing partner going to think? What is my wife going to think? What is my bank balance? You know, you get up there, it's a game, and you know, get on with it.
Let's try long putt here. I'd like to talk to you guys about lag putting, because I think for a lot of players, if they can learn to get the ball close to the hole in these long putts, I mean, it's going to
Takes away the pressure. Takes away the pressure.
Well, I think when you have longer putts, obviously you don't want to feel like you got to rush through the ball. You know, the putter weighs a certain amount of grams.
Right.
You know, and I think you got to be swinging the weight of the putter, rather than trying to move the ball from point A to point B. Read the green. You know, you see where the water's going to fall to. This is going uphill. It's going a little bit right to left.
Yeah.
Get yourself a little target or a little spot on the way the ball's going to be traveling on, and just concentrate on that spot. And as Gary said, then just feel the ball. And that's almost like, you know, tossing a ball towards the hole. I mean, I'm not going to have a short stroke and a long follow through.
Right.
I'm going to have almost the same back as the same through, and not try and release or flick at it too much.
It's like your hands, arms, and shoulders all work together, which is great. You know, there's no just flip with the hands.
It's a little bit soft there. That's actually a C minus there. Gary, you can do much better than that.
But see, I'm looking at that there now, and when the last thing I'm doing is I'm trying to remember how far.
All right.
It's a C plus.
That's just a C.
I only got it closer because he showed me. But you know, but you see, the last thing you do, your subconscious, is telling you.
Yeah.
It's combining the feel. Is that a nice way?
Yes.
It's a combine of your subconscious and your feel.
Yeah, but it's there.
The last thing we're going to talk about, how about a putting routine? Your routine probably hasn't changed through the years at all, would you say?
No, I don't change.
You like practice strokes
I
next
think
to
it
the ball?
goes hand in hand with your technical side of the game. I mean, even before you hit a golf shot, you know, from the fairway or the tee, you know, myself I always get my little target where I aim my club over, and then I put my body in. And I think the same goes onto the putting green. You need to have your routine,
Right.
how you read the putt, how many practice strokes you take, maybe not even take a practice stroke, but keep that very consistent.
Okay, let's have a look at your routine, then we'll look at yours, Gary, on these two putts here.
Yeah, okay.
We'll move this one out of the way here.
All right. Well, we're in Florida,
Okay.
so over here we got to read grain. Now, these are paspalum greens, so you're not going to really see a lot of the cut. But when you read greens in Florida, the hole will always be cut on or it'll be rough. The cup will be rough on one side.
Worn, yeah,
Almost
worn.
like burnt,
Worn,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the grain will be going.
Okay.
Or you look at the setting sun. Normally the sun, the grass grows towards the setting sun, which is west.
Right.
So you read that into your read.
Or water sometimes too, right?
Or exactly, or where the water's going to flow to. You know, the water's going down here. So this grain is going a little bit right. The slope is coming towards me.
Okay.
So I walk in, you know, and I'll just have a little rehearsal of what I'm going to do. And as I said, don't take too much time. Just look once, and boom.
I obviously look, as Ernie said, always the first thing, and that was Locke taught me that as a kid. The first thing he said, well, look where the cup's worn. That's the first thing. So that's the first thing I look at. And I like to always, and I'm having a practice swing, but I'm visualizing it going in.
Yeah.
I think that's important, that before you putt, if you visualize it not going in, you're in trouble. And a lot of guys do that. So I get up there and I've had my practice swings and I say, okay, I visualize that going in, I'm going to make the putt.